Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest night,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello, and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Core, it is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And tonight we'll be wrapping up War of the Green Lanterns with Green Lantern 67, the last issue of Volume 4, and War of the Green Lanterns Aftermath 1 and 2.
Which is kind of interesting because we've gone through all of Volume 3 and all of Volume 4.
Volume 4, yeah.
Yeah.
By the time we're done, we'll do all of Volume 5.
And 6.
Oh, yeah. All right, so I don't think we have any new current Lantern news. I think we discussed last time that, yes, they, pardon the pun, greenlit the Lantern show on Max. So
there you go, yeah. Yeah, I mean, nothing really, there, I guess. So,
but you said you read Green Lantern 12, so
I did. Yes, I did. It was good. I mean, we were chatting a little bit about it. I mean, we are 14 issues into this run, right?
Oh, yeah, because the 2, yeah.
The night, yeah. And while we did have the mystery of Hal's ring answered, and he got a new ring, which is good, we still haven't got really much in the way of what the heck is going on with the previous series.
Yeah.
How it ended, and I mean, I understand that, that's where we're going, or, there's stuff there. It's just, I don't know. I feel like we've been waiting a long time, and that's not necessarily on Jeremy Adams, because we did have a year gap between the end of volume, whatever that was, 7, 5, 4, I don't know, whatever. We're on 4 now. Whatever the volume that was, we had a year between it and the launch of this series. So, I don't blame him. It's just I want more answers, and these issues seem to go by really quick. I mean, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that, I know we were talking too about setting up for Absolute Power, right? With Amanda Waller and so yeah, I'm anxious to see where we're going, and I wish we had more stuff in every issue. It seems like, are we getting a full 22-page story?
I mean, well, no, because we've been getting backups. Like the latest one was that Guy Gardner backup. So, although the page count might be higher, so I don't know if the main story is 22 or not. It might.
Hang on, I'll look that up while we're talking.
But yeah,
what's been going on your side, man? Good stuff.
Yeah, well, again, I went to HersheyCon with Lilith Hellfire came up from Florida. I went to HersheyCon. Finally met Mr. DG Chichester in person.
Very cool.
I did get 2 things signed by Absolute Power writer Mark Waid.
Oh, that guy! I don't know that a lot of people have heard of him. I mean, has he done anything?
Besides this show?
Hi, this is
the
Capes and Lunatics podcast.
and everything else. I mean, there's so many things.
I know. I know. I was
he's-
trying to figure out what to get him signed because I mean he was busy. So oh god, what did I get signed? Oh, I got a one of his first issues of Captain America signed. Then I got his was it Flash 92, the first appearance of Impulse. So yeah, so
Oh, very cool. Very
yeah.
cool. Yeah, so many things. I mean, he's done so many things.
Mm.
Lots of great stuff over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to him. I might try to get an interview, but I didn't get to talk to him. Jim Shooter was there.
Hmm.
That dude's tall.
He is very tall. Very tall.
Kid walking past me in Loaf. I'm like, man, he's tall.
So you survived. So you and Lilith survived. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Well, my wife was there to say, son were there to babysit. But yes.
Gotcha.
All good.
There were adults in the room, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, not at
Nice.
the con. They actually went shopping,
Oh.
which is kind of funny because we asked DG Chichester if his wife was there. He's like, yeah, but she lost interest. She was out shopping somewhere too. So
Okay. So they left you to your own devices, huh?
Mhm. But yeah,
Nice.
I mean, we had a good time up there, and yeah, I'd love to go back again. It was in like oh god, what is that? A Holiday Inn, like a regular Holiday Inn. That's what me and Lilith were saying. It's like it's been a long time since we've seen any Holiday Inn that wasn't like an express.
Uh-huh. Oh,
'Cause
so
it
it's a
had,
regular. Yeah.
yeah, it had like three ballrooms, and
Oh,
where
cool.
people were at, and there was people selling stuff in the hallways and stuff. So,
Very cool.
mhm.
So what's the thing that you're most excited that you brought back?
Well, again, I got stuff signed by Mr. Mark Waid. I got a bunch signed by Mr. DG Chichester, like a Fall from Grace print. I got signed because I used to have the poster, and I
Uh-huh.
somehow lost that. But yeah, I got the print, got that signed. The top Funko there in the middle, I got signed on the side, so you can't see the. But then I got a bunch of comic signs. But so
Cool.
I got some.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
got a bunch of print signs that I got signed too by an artist. Yeah, yeah, we had a good time.
Awesome. Awesome.
I said we need to try to get some big get together one time. Try to get most of the team somewhere.
Mm-hmm. We're scattered across we need to go to Australia.
Yeah. Well, that's what we said. We and Lil said. We said we need to make like very long range plans so like Ray can like ship himself up here in a crate or something.
Yeah, exactly.
What the F? We said get him and his family up here. We'll load the kids up with Batman toys.
Yeah.
Batman. My favorite character.
I don't know if he would ever forgive you for that.
I think he's weakening. So I sent out.
Weakening.
Well, I sent some. When they put up this first promo image for Batman Cape Crusader, which is coming to Prime Video on August.
Yeah, I saw
1st.
that.
And even Ray's like, "Oh, this looks pretty good." I was like,
Well, surely he's watched the original animated series, right?
I believe he has, and don't call me Shirley.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
Nice.
Yes. So, I think he's weakening. Maybe it's because, yes, he's playing. Ray plays games on YouTube. Watch Ray play with himself on YouTube. Free charge. All right.
Nice.
Should we get to these issues, or are you putting off what happens to your boy here?
Well, I had forgotten a lot of the ending of this,
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. The only one I have a synopsis for. All right, Green Lantern, Volume 4, number 67. Again, the last issue of this volume. August 2011. War of the Green Lanterns, conclusion. Writer Jeff Johns, penciler Doug Menk, inker Christian Alamy, Keith Champagne, Tom Guyan, and Mark Irwin, colorist Gabe Edelab and Randy Mayer, letterer Nick J. Napolitano, and editors Brian Cunningham and Darren Shawn. With the entire core free, the main characters begin to face off against Krona. When they figure out that their green rings aren't working against the entity guardians, Hal says that they have to talk to the guardians, not the entities, and that they have just the lanterns to do that. Hal tells Cal that since Sinestro and the other core leaders are trapped in the book, all he has to do is draw them being released, and so they are. I like that part. As soon
That's
as they
pretty cool.
as soon as they emerge, their rings lock onto them and fly towards them, but are overridden. As Ganthet continues to attack Krona, the rings fly on the Krona's hands along with a green ring. Krona blasts Ganthet with all their power and tangles Hal in multicolored snakes. Krona screams at Hal, asking him why he fights for the Guardians. He fights for the ideals the Corps embodies. Sinestro looks on in awe. Hal continues talking Krona down, and Krona electrocutes Hal with his constructs. Sinestro grabs a nearby piece of metal and jumps at Krona, stating that Hal would die for the Corps, and so would he. Krona then chains them to a wall with yellow constructs. A green ring flies in and connects to Sinestro, welcoming him to the Green Lantern Corps. Hold on. Hal and Sinestro blast Krona, but he replies with, "Ha! I have already defeated hundreds of you. I am all powerful. I am a guardian. I am immortal." And Hal says, "No, you're just old."
That's a good line. Good line.
Fires his ring a final time, piercing Krona, and color explodes from him. As Krona dies, the entities are released from the Guardians. The multicolored rings that were on Krona fly back to their respective owners, with the exception of Sinestro. The rest of the Corps marvel, not that way, at why Sinestro has a green ring, and the Guardians speculate as to how Hal could have killed Krona. Hal begins to tell Sinestro to remove the ring, but is stopped by the Guardians. Saint Walker tries to intervene, but is cut off by one of the Guardians. The Guardians teleport the other ring bearers back to their respective planets. Hal protests, but is silenced by the Guardians. They state that Mogo is dead. Sinestro bears one of their rings, and that Hal killed a Guardian. They say that in the past they may have considered him one of the greatest, but he's in fact the most dangerous.
True. That's fair.
Oh, wow. Really? Parallax didn't tell you that? One of the Guardians states that he is being discharged and dismissed. Hal's caution begins to disintegrate, and his ring flies off his hand. Sinestro looks on in shock as Hal begins teleporting away, saying, "You can't take away my ring. You can't." He finishes his sentence on a deserted highway, saying, "This isn't how it's supposed to end." Well, yeah, definitely not for New 52. All right, thoughts?
So of course Hal's straight up killing Krona. I'm still not sure how I feel about that. Right?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's one of those things, I guess, where it's just like unbelievably powered threat, and it's how many lives are going to be lost, have already been lost. But yeah, I can't remember what the reason is that Hal could kill him, but
yeah, and I think we're going to get to that as
Sure.
at least until we get to the final Jeff Johns story, right? So but of course Hal's the one to stop him because it's Hal, right? So that was good. The Guardians, I mean, they're kind of crabby, after being possessed by the entities here. And we get to see more of that in the aftermath issues, of what's going on, which I think I really like that there's those aftermath issues.
Yeah.
But then we have, I think, 3 issues each of Green Lantern Corps and Emerald Warriors that finish out those runs.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I thought this was good, and it was there's interesting twist that we will see how it comes to fruition in New 52 with Sinestro wearing a ring, and yeah, I thought this was a nice, really good, focused little arc, and I think we have some quibbles with it. Why did John have to kill Mogo? And then they shouldn't have went to Mogo in the first place, but minor quibbles.
Yeah, and again, they'll never admit it, I guess, but I guess the Guardians, banish Hal because they're afraid. They're like, well, he killed one. Like, he hasn't killed them all before, but,
Yeah, I know. Fool me once.
Is he think that's part of the problem? They're like, uh-oh, is he going nuts again?
I don't think so. I think,
But I'm like, we're not going to banish John, though, for killing Mogo?
I know that's an interesting point, especially because he was used, he even channeled, Black Lantern to
Mm-hmm.
do that, right? Um, I don't know. The whole thing with Mogo just seems a little awkward as part of this story. Everything else seems to flow really well together,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole destroy Mogo, that seemed to be more for shock value than for actual story reasons, at least
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. I mean, again, War of the Green Lanterns is head and shoulders above, better than Brightest Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already, the quality of the books have already gotten better. Well, let me back that up. The quality of the main Green Lantern title, because we had that new Guardians arc that went on interminably, right?
Yes.
So, I think the War of the Green Lanterns arc was, getting this book back to, I think, where it should be. So this is a really good arc. Part of me is, I guess, a little bit disappointed because I feel like Jeff Johns takes the Guardians places that maybe they shouldn't have been taken, right?
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know. They're trying to do something good, but again, I think this also kind of goes hand in hand with that militarization of the Green Lantern Corps that comes of this era, right? That we don't necessarily, you know, like a whole lot.
Yeah, but do you think to a certain extent, or are they always like that? But it's just in more modern stories they kind of call it out more.
No, I think in the
Maybe
Silver
not the
Age,
militarization, but just like the Guardians trying to control everything.
they were just much more benevolent. You know, they did the right things for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I think, and this is going to go back to Denny O'Neil, the way he treated Hal and ultimately treated the Guardians,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think really bled over into how, all subsequent writers have treated the Guardians,
Mm-hmm.
you know, except potentially, I don't think we get that with, I don't think that we got that with the Grant Morrison stories.
Hmm.
And the Guardians in the Jeffrey Thorne run, besides the two obvious crazy ones, were, I think, generally, trying to do the right thing.
Hmm.
So, they weren't these Guardians, or not portrayed the same. I think we've had several reboots of Guardians too in the meantime. I'm not sure about that. We're
Well,
going to
I
get
mean,
there.
at
We're gonna
least
get there.
Emerald Twilight, we killed them all off except for Gambit,
Yeah.
and then they kind of,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's supposed to be reincarnation or just
Whatever it is, yeah. And
yeah.
there was supposed to be a lot more of them. I don't think. I mean, I know some of them died during the Blackest Night, but there seem to be down to 5 or 6 now. Or 7 because they're the entities,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Gambit and Sade left, so
Yeah. But that, I mean, I understand why that's the story he's telling. It's just I feel like we're coming. I think we've seen kind of that militarization of the core, and don't necessarily like that direction.
mm,
But that's really kind of the only only criticism I think I have of this era of Jeff Johns on Green Lantern is that militarization of the Corps, which is also strangely mirrored by the militarization of John Stewart, right? Because he's now that Marine. But yeah, the Guardians, come on. Give them a win, okay? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
They keep screwing up. They just all they do is screw up, right?
Exactly.
So, I don't know, but I did enjoy this story so far.
Yeah. A lot of good splash pages in this too, like that first page
Oh yeah,
when Sinestro gets his ring.
yep, exactly. Good stuff.
And then how's that for cliffhanger at the end with Hal standing on that highway and it's like coming in September, Green Lantern #1 starring Sinestro.
Yeah. So what was the date of Green Lantern 67 again?
The cover date was it August? Yeah, August 2011.
So the New 52 launched in
Was it October or
November? I mean, it was
it was either
later.
October or November. Yeah, because again, I mean, it's in that month or two in between was Flashpoint. So
Well, yeah, but we have 3 issues of Emerald Warriors and 3 issues of the Corps.
yeah,
When- did they come out, more than once a month? Because I'm just curious because
I could
Hal's end is boom right here, and then and they had to be in sync for
Mhm.
War of the Green Lanterns. So
let me see. Go right to Green Lantern. That's Emerald Warriors 13 is okay. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 13. That last issue was October 2011. So
okay. So
and I mean, unless they were kind of putting out those last few WoW flag, could they? I'm trying to remember. Were they putting out any like regular issues during Flashpoint? They
I don't know. Maybe they did. I
They
don't know.
might
We'll have to look that up.
yeah. So
Interesting.
looky. Who's on the cover to Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 13? Look at that. It's Guy Gardner and
Batman, my favorite character.
all right. So any other thoughts on 67 or should we get to the aftermath?
I think we should get to in that. What do you have anything else that
No.
you want to say? Okay. Yep. I think we're good then.
All right. So yeah, I'll do the credits, but yeah, I have no synopses for these. So again, we can talk these as one thing if you want.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So yeah, War of the Green Lanterns aftermath. Well, 1 and 2 then. September. Yeah, these were September and October 2011. Writer Tony Bedard, penciler Miguel Sepulveda, Tyler Kirkham, inkers Miguel Sepulveda and Matt Banning, colorist Rain Burrado, letterer Rob Lee, and editors Brian Cunningham and Darren Shawn. So I wonder, instead of like 2 more issues of Green Lantern that go along with the core book and Emerald Warriors, we got the 2 aftermath issues.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to pull a little Hellfire and end on 69. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before we hit one of those again.
I know. All right, so yeah, these were both like oversized, like they were thicker than a regular issue. Yeah, one begins. Yeah, we kind of get the that scene at the end of Green Lantern where Hal materializes back on Earth. That cop sees him. He's like, he's like, who the heck are you? I'm nobody. I'm nobody now.
Oh yeah, exactly.
As he's looking up at the stars. Someone will tell you to do. Look how much he's like into the bit. It's like, yeah, Hal loses his ring, So, he's in regular clothes. Look, Will ain't wearing no Green Lantern shirt this week. Look at that.
There you go. Yeah.
Like he's flying the flag at half mast there. All right. So, yeah, then of course, we get the back on Oa. Everyone's cleaning up and
And the Guardians are being, their usual brusque selves.
up and Kilowog's like Kilowog and Guy are all mad that the Guardians fired Hal, and then Kilowog's like, next thing you know, let that traitor keep his ring, pointing at Sinestro, and Sinestro's like, you think I want this ring? Get it off.
Get it off, yeah. Salak analyzes the mental health of the Corps.
Oh yeah, and it's PTSD all around.
All around, yeah.
Because like even Kilowog wants to quit, and they're just like, no. They're like, no one's quitting. The Guardians like, no one's quitting. Right now, until we at least take some time to think things over, and so.
Then they take Sinestro to their chambers, and Salak, don't push us, Salak, because he wanted to go in with them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Sornik's like, why is this a debate? My father's an enemy of the Corps, the greatest enemy. And Cal tries to get in there, and she's like, will you butt out? It's between me and Sinestro.
We do get St. Walker come back and healing Ganthet, which is cool.
Yes, give him his hand back. Because Ganthet's like, for the first time I feel really old.
Yeah. And then of course we get I disagree a little bit with the way John is portrayed here.
Yeah, because again they're doubling down on that. Yeah. Basically like, I'd do it again.
Twice on Sunday.
Exactly. And it's like, maybe show a little remorse, but they have just basically just like, no, do it again. And some of the Green Lanterns like, yeah, we're not here to help you rebuild. We're here to get justice for Mogo.
Yeah.
And then Cal kind of flies in.
And then we get, hey, we're going to go kill Sinestro. Okay. You want in, Sornik?
Yep.
And these have some really great covers. I mean, they look painted.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily painted, but it's Dave Johnson. Really nice on the first one. And then Fleming is a painter. Yeah, he painted the second issue.
Yeah, I like that first one. Yeah, it almost looks like look, blood on the ring and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, literally, yeah, that's what these are, kids. It's the aftermath. Because like I said, some of the Lanterns try to recruit Sornik to kill Sinestro. So that's how we end the first one.
Yeah.
They're going to try to break into the Guardian Citadel, because what could go wrong there?
Yeah, she has to go cut out a cancer. And then, look up. Kilowog looks up, hey, that's, Mogo's floating above them in pieces. Is right.
Is it one of these issues where they're just like, with that, floating above your head?
Yeah.
John Stewart saying. All right. So that was the first one. Hold on. I want to look at the credits here real quick for number 2, because we might have a different art team here, or some of them. Let's see. Number 2, October 2011. Tony Bedard's still here. Pencilers this time, Ransom Getty and Andy Smith. And inkers, Scott Hanna, Jay Liston, Cam Smith, Keith Champagne, Tom Guyan, Marlo Alquiza, Steve Bird, and Ransom Getty. Yes, 8 inkers, kids.
Wow.
And then, Rain Barreto is still here, Rob Lee, and Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. So, new pencilers and 8 inkers.
I do. There's a scene with Kyle that comes up right because they're outside. They've just taken out. What is his name? Lantern Shorm. Lantern Shorm.
Yeah.
Because Salak's not around. Kyle shows up. Dude runs at him, and he's just like, boink, and slaps him against the wall.
Well, Mora shows up and says, Salak's clearing a space among the dead in the crypt for Krona.
Yeah. Yeah, which sets them off.
Mhm. And Salak's like, I'm under direct orders from the Guardians. And Kyle, the same guys who slammed the door in your face when they took Sinestro. They're like, I never thought I'd see the day as a whole freaking corps reduced to a gopher. And Cal's basically saying, what's with this blind loyalty? And Salak's like, that sounds like mutiny. And then, of course, Guy, I'll make it simple. Picklehead, hands off the crypt, or you'll need a spot here yourself. But then, Sornik comes up, and they can't trace her ring, so Cal goes flying off because he knows where she's going. Because the group tries to get in the crypt, like you said. They kind of like locked Shorm down so they can try to break in. That's when Cal shows up and says, "Don't do this, Sornik. Don't sink to their level." The one lantern, get lost, kid. This is no place for bleeding hearts. And then Cal just slams him into the wall. Yeah. Anyone else would have come between me and my girlfriend? I am not your girlfriend.
And they start fighting.
And then, we see St. Walker talking to Ganted again. Then Salak comes up and says, "You there, Blue Lantern? The Guardians have told you O is off limits to non-green lanterns." And that's when Ganted says, "He's here. Let him be, Salak. That's an order." Salak basically just like bows to him. And Salak says, the Guardians ordered me to bring you back to the Citadel. They wish to voice their displeasure with you, but I also hope you can talk some sense into them. So Cal and Sornik are still fighting in front of the Citadel. But then the other lanterns like blast through the door, and then you see the Guardians with Sinestro all tied up. 1, 2, 3, 2. I see 6 Guardians there.
Yeah, I was counting them too.
Sinestro, I keep telling these fools, it's not me, it's the ring. The damn thing forced itself upon me, and I can't get it off any more than they can. So I can't remember what the cause of that either, because I'm like, shouldn't the Guardians be able to get that off?
I mean, they built them. Yeah. Anyway.
I love Sinestro to Sornik. Surely they came to kill me. It's what I would do, and I must add, it's good to see such a backbone from my successor. And then, the Guardian's like, no, this is disappointing. In the absence of our leadership, they will continue to go astray. Let us reconvene the entire Corps and make our intentions clear. So basically, what do they say? Basically, the only lanterns that are going to stay on Oa are the Honor Guard and Alpha Lanterns, and any support staff. Everyone else is going to get back to their sectors. And then they're sending Cal back to Earth. And they said, do not consider this a punishment. You defended us and Lantern Shorm earlier. You have our gratitude, but in light of all that's happened, we think it's best to separate you from Lantern Natu and Stewart for the time being.
Yeah. And
that's when Guy comes over. He's like, somebody's got to make sure that the big blue marble, meaning Earth's still in one piece. Then he's like, while you're at it, you can see if you can find Hal.
Yeah, because their rings can't find Hal.
Yep.
And then, of course, they deal with Mogo,
Yep. Basically.
and we get an interesting effect. The sun now has a Green Lantern stripe across it, like Mogo used to have.
Yep, because they were kind of like cremating him, so they threw his pieces in the sun, and
Mm.
and then we see Ganthet with Krona's body because he had made a deal with Atrocitus.
Atrocitus, yep.
Told him he could have Krona, and he's like, "Well, this is the best I can do because Jordan killed him." So
Yeah, frickin' Jordan, man.
exactly. Oh, and then that ending.
Yeah, where they attack Ganthet, perhaps.
The Guardians come in and Ganthet. He's like, they tell him we had to. He's like, I had to do it. I had to give Atrocitus the corpse. The only way from launching yet another War of Light. And they're like, that is not what we wish to discuss. And it's like, yeah, you just see them coming at him like this, like their hands
With the
up.
crazy eye. With the
Yeah.
crazy eyes.
No. And then like on the next page, they start telling you about New 52 and give you a preview of some of the covers. Like Sinestro on Green Lantern #1. Green Lantern Corps #1 has John and Guy on it.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Red
Green Lantern New Guardians.
Which is funny
in
this preview. Yeah, but it's like, you see a figure in the middle, they kind of keep it blank. So it's like, is that Kyle? Is that Hal? Who is that?
Who is that?
Yeah.
And then Red Lanterns.
Exactly.
Which I believe it's written by initially is he a British writer?
I can't remember.
I can't either.
Oh, but here we go. Yeah, they're saying, New 52 started in September, so cover date probably was like November.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So what you think?
I thought they dealt with some of the aftermath, but again, it's still, the Guardians being, butt heads to the nth degree,
Well,
I would hope that multi-billion-year-old beings could still learn and, change and evolve, but apparently.
Oh, sorry, don't hold your breath for that one.
It's interesting because even though Hal isn't in either of these two aftermath issues, his killing of Krona impacts everything, right? So it's interesting. We get to see him, show up in one of the issues, but on Earth. But I think it does a good job of showing, just how damaged the core this was to the core, how damaging it was to the core, being controlled by Parallax, Krona doing whatever Krona was doing, and John killing Mogo, which we've talked about, and that's definitely still on display here. Now, spoilers. Mogo comes back, so there's that, which is good.
Yeah,
very good.
Again, it's a Death in Comics. It could be turned around, especially with the whole where's that band? They're out in the sun now.
Yeah. And so I have a question for you. I can't remember if I saw this, maybe it was on Reddit or something, but the question was asked, do you prefer the central power battery and the home of the core to be on Oa? Or have Oa where the Guardians are and the cities and all the stuff, and the central power battery and the Green Lantern Corps homed on Mogo?
I don't know. Maybe just the OX. It's more traditional, but
yeah,
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Part of me likes the central battery belongs on Oa. That's that is Sector 0, right?
Yeah, and again, it's weird with Mogo because it's like he's a Green Lantern, so it's like you're basically you're carrying the central battery on your back, and everyone's
Using it, yeah. So, but I mean, I think there's some good arguments that could be made that, hey, make Mogo an honor guard, and he orbits, exactly opposite of Oa around their star. Or if there's no star, since that was taken care of earlier, I think, they orbit each other, right? So that, the main force is not where all of your administrators and people that are just, because that's something that we've never really shown. I mean, we got to see it some in the Grant Morrison issues, that there are big cities on Oa and lots of people there from all over the universe, right? Instead of just the core and core support staff, right? And maybe some people from the Mosaic.
They all got off fine. No.
So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting question, and I think I'm kind of with you, but and we've talked about this before, and I think Jeremy Adams is addressing this a little bit. A battery on Earth,
Yes.
a battery on Oa, and hey, maybe we have those other things that Jeffrey Thorne came up with, the Crux worlds. Maybe a battery on all the Crux worlds, right? There you go. You've got redundancy and fault tolerance and all those things that you need for data, right? In IT.
I mean, does it matter where the central battery is? Because I mean, in most cases, it's always like feeding power to like all the personal batteries.
I think there's a huge, forgive my terminology, marketing benefit to having the central power battery on Oa. This is the source of all of the Green Lantern Corps' power to affect positive change in the universe. And here it is, because Oa is the center of the universe. Whatever that means, we could talk about from a cosmological standpoint. But I would say that the central power battery should probably be on the other side of Oa from where all of the Guardians chambers and all that stuff is, right?
Yes. I mean, in the towards the beginning of Volume 3 when we did it, I mean, wasn't it kind of like out on its own, like in the middle, like
on a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. But I don't know. I like the thought of there being backup batteries.
Yeah.
Because if I never read another, we're blowing up the central power battery and everybody's losing their power and all the Green Lanterns are dying in space. If I never read another one of those again, it'll still be too soon. Okay.
And again, you're billion-year-old entities. Don't you think you've at least had the thought, oh, maybe I should back all my stuff up?
Exactly. I mean, how many times has a central power battery been destroyed of late?
Of late, I mean.
Well, I mean, we can go all the way back. It was destroyed at the end of the Green Lantern Corps run from the Volume 2. Okay. Only the few had rings. Of course, Emerald Twilight.
Of course.
And I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Of course, yeah, that Hal Jordan guy. We had it gets destroyed again in the Jeffrey Thorne run, but I think it gets destroyed somewhere in between there, doesn't it?
Did you say during the Thorne run?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it gets destroyed in like the beginning of that one.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Again, there's so many, well, I mean, we didn't have it for a while, during Volume 4 when Kyle was the only Green Lantern.
That's true. Yeah. then it was reformed. I can't remember. I haven't read those issues like Edge of Oblivion and after the New 52, there were a couple of they're trapped in another universe, but they still have power. So I don't know if the battery was still around at that point.
I
It's
can't.
around the
I can't
Hal
remember.
Jordan Renegade storylines, toward
Yeah, I
the end of
can't.
New 52.
I can't remember. Well, I can't even remember if it was just like they were outside the normal universe and they couldn't access the battery. It's been so long since I read that. Probably since they came out. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
We certainly will.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, anything else, William?
No, I think this is a really good, focused,
Yes.
Green Lantern event.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as good as Sinestro Corps or Blackest Night, but it's still good.
Yes.
And I'm still on the fence. Part of me thinks, and so I'm going to ask you, but I think part of me thinks that Sinestro Corps is the best, but then I look at just how well executed Blackest Night was,
Mm.
and it's good too. So that's a hard.
I mean,
Hard choice.
yeah. I mean, do you have to give it the Blackest Night because there were so many more moving parts and stuff? And
Maybe, but I think that also kind of diluted a little bit the Green Lantern part of the story.
Yeah.
Whereas Sinestro Corps War was just laser focused on this is what's going on, right? But they're both excellent, and this, while not necessarily as good, is still up there, And I'm really looking forward to what is it, the Wrath of the First Lantern, I think, is the final story by Jeff Johns, because I've not read that.
I can't remember. I think it might be, yeah.
And he's setting that up during this, Krona's whining about all the things Krona's writing about. He goes, what they did to the First Lantern, blah, blah, whatever. So, but, coming up in New 52, we get Simon Baz showing up for the first time. I think we will swerve at some point and go into Justice League to see the first appearance of Jessica. And then, of course, we'll get Joe and Far Sector. Far Sector is such an excellent series.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I think that's after New 52. So
yeah, it's because it's a lot more recent.
Yes.
But I'm not sure. We got Simon. How often did Teen Lantern show up before the Thorn run?
It might have been in Bendis. Was it in Bendis's Young Justice? It might. Yeah, I'll have to look when we get there. But yeah, I mean that's not until at least Rebirth. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's way out there. But I mean that's going to get all of the Earth Lanterns. At that point we will have seen the first appearances of all of the Earth Lanterns. So that's cool.
Heck yeah. All right. So anything else?
Nope. I think we're rapidly approaching the end of Rebirth era Green Lantern and heading into New 52 era of Green Lantern.
Yep. Yeah, because the next 2 weeks, we're going to be kind of wrapping it up with Green Lantern Corps 61 through 63, and then in 2 weeks, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 11 through 13. And then the 2 weeks after that, we'll cover the 2 Flashpoint miniseries. Flashpoint Abin Sur the Green Lantern and Flashpoint Hal Jordan.
Crazy pilot.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, we're not going to see Hal as a Green Lantern again until New 52. Yeah, because because we'll start off New 52 with the first 6 issues of Justice League, and then the first 6 issues of Green Lantern. So
nice.
All right. So yes. So send us your thoughts on. Put the graphic up. All right, kids. So yes. So send us your thoughts. Well, on all what did you think of War of the Green Lanterns? Well, send us your thoughts on all the upcoming stuff. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merch. Get your new Capes and Lunatics merch, all the new logos. If you want to be very generous, just rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Yes, rain random money on us, like we're dancing on that pole on Oa.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course, the Patreon, where you never know what you're gonna get. It's on Patreon. Me and I'll try to give you something different every time. The July one is probably gonna be a breakdown of our road trip. So
Cool.
yes. So yeah, you can find that at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Or if you just want to find everything, one-stop shopping, it's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, now for this Mr. Will Allred, master of the Green Lantern Corps, master of the Quantum Zone, master of podcasting, and master of several Kickstarter campaigns. Mr. Will, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED. And if you'd like to check out the series that I write, which we fund through Kickstarter, you could check out Crossover Division or Diary of Night. Crossover Division number 5 went to the printer today. Yay! So I will be getting those in by the end of the month and shipping them out to all the backers. And then hopefully in August we'll be launching Crossover Division number 6. Also, the hardcovers are on a boat that will be here sometime. I don't have a schedule yet, but Volume 1 hardcovers will be in shortly.
Nice.
So if you want to check out Crossover Division, you can do that at crossoverdivision.com or crossoverdivision.com/shop will get you to the back issues and everything that we have available there. You can also check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And you're hanging out here with Phil and I, listening to us to talk about, Green Lantern. That probably means you love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. And if you'd like to check out more about Quasar, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party. I hope it's going somewhere nice. They aren't even attempting to enter our offices.
It's a reminder, kids, stay tuned for our Tom DeFalco interview.
I am God.
And of course,
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
even though he's living in shame right now.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
He is.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. Next week, Green Lantern Corps 61 through 63, and then in 2 weeks we wrap up this era with Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 11 through 13. That is on the Flashpoint of New 52. Wow.
2 volumes.
How many episodes have we gone? What, like 20 years already? Well, 21 years.
180 in 20 years. So
All
another
right.
180, another 20 years.
Come back next time, and remember, keep an eye on your jewelry. Good night.